bombshell tonight. Murder. 5-year-old software engineer guns down a youth when they argue over the kid's loud music at a gas station. The case takes a bizarre twist as the murder victim, teen boy Jordan Davis's father, to confront the killer, Michael Dunn, behind bars. Straight out to Noam Layden, WABC. Noam, what does Jordan's father hope to gain by confronting Michael Dunn? That's going to lead to no good at all.
Well, he wants to, he wants Michael Dunn to put him on the prison guest list, and then he wants to get behind those prison bars with Michael Dunn and look at him mano a mano and ask him, why did you shoot my son?
Out to Ben Ferguson, radio host, joining me tonight. Ben Ferguson, why shouldn't he have that right? Why shouldn't he get to confront the killer?
Because it's behind bars and not in the court. I mean, I've been a victim of a gun crime, and when I saw the guy that shot at me in the court, I didn't want to look at him. I wanted to rip his head off. And so you're asking for a disaster here. But that's a disaster waiting to happen. I mean, I don't think Dunn's going to put him on the guest list, first of all. But second of all, what are you going to accomplish in that situation? Do you think he's going to say, I'm sorry? Or you think he's going to tell you the story that's going to change your mind?
I don't know what he's going to do. But Jordan Davis's father has the right to confront his son's killer. I knew that's what you would say. And just because you would resort to violence doesn't mean he's going to.
Do you really think, and it's a good idea to put those two guys in a cage match situation so he can confront him? Because you know nothing good's going to come from this. You know it's going to be two men that are going to be boiling at that point. When I say nothing good is going to come of it, it's only because I don't think Michael Dunn gets it that he gunned down an unarmed youth for no reason whatsoever. Well, you don't know what happened. And I don't think that Jordan Davis's father is going to change his mind. That's what I mean, but I certainly don't think Jordan Davis's father is going to attack Michael Dunn behind bars the way you're suggesting. I don't know. What is he in cage fight? Nobody's in cage fight. Let me make this clear. I wouldn't blame him if he did attack him. If you're a father and you lose your son,
that's what you're saying now.
Of course there's going to be anger. I know, I'm saying that now because if you lose a kid, that you don't know what you're going to do in that situation, which is the reason why it should never happen. I understand why he's angry. His son was killed.
If my son was killed,
I would be there not having a conversation.
That's why they have jail visitors, so you get to talk to the inmate. And maybe somebody could talk a little sense into Michael Dunn. But here's the kicker. Whatever Dunn says behind bars, remember, he can still be retried on that murder one charge. If you think we don't know what you're saying behind bars, take a listen to this.
Can someone let me... Come on.
Casey. Hold on, sweetheart. Settle down, baby.
Nobody's letting me speak. You want me to talk? Then
all right,
give me
I'll listen
3 seconds to see something.
Sweetheart. I was in Lake County 2 days ago.
Okay.
Is there anything there?
Mom! Jeez. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I miss you.
All right, sweetheart. Here's Dad. Hold on.
No, I'm gonna hang up and just walk away right now because...
Please don't.
I'm frustrated and I'm angry and I don't want to be angry. This is the first time I've truly been angry this entire time. But I'm so beyond frustrated with all of this. But I can't even swallow right now. It hurts.
Yeah, forget about her dead 2-year-old child. She's angry because she thinks her mom's not letting her get a word in. All right, that was Tot Mom Casey Anthony. Remember, behind bars, very often you are videoed, your phone calls are recorded. So when he goes to confront his son's killer, there's going to be a record of that. What about this? Take a look.
It's okay, though, because I will prove to the world that I didn't have nothing to do with it. And when I go to jail, everybody can kiss I'm going to get on TV, and I'm going to tell them all the off.
That's right. I don't blame you at all. I mean, they need to give you a nationwide apology.
They're not going to put me down no more. I'm tired of it. I'm going to be standing up for myself.
That's what you need to do right there. Let them know that.
I am. Because I don't care what people think about me.
Yeah, that's just what you need to do, Misty Crosland. She's doing 25 years behind bars right now, thanks largely because of her jailhouse conversations. Alicia Lawyer is joining me tonight. Peter Odom, defense attorney, Atlanta. Mo Ivory, attorney and radio personality. With me, Eleanor Odom, felony prosecutor. John Phillips is with us, attorney for the family of Jordan Davis. And of course, we're going to be with Ben Ferguson also joining us. Mr. Phillips, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Why is it, and I understand it for our viewers' sake, why is it Jordan's dad wants to confront Michael Dunn behind bars?
I was at that interview, and it was taken a little bit out of context, but he just wants to get into Michael Dunn's head. He just wants to hear
That's
from Michael
going to be
Dunn.
Scary, John.
I agree. I agree. And frankly...
It's just going to hurt him more because Dunn's not going to say anything that's going to make him feel any better. He's going to feel worse.
I know, but he's just trying to understand if this man has a heart whatsoever, because from every witness we've talked to, he just seemed like a pretty evil person. But, as far as him being able to address Michael Dunn, he'll be able to address Michael Dunn in the sentencing hearing. And so there's other times when he's going to be able to address Dunn. It's not so much about that as I think he was just trying to express to the reporter that he really wanted to see if he could understand why Michael Dunn victimized his boy like he did.
You know what? I'm glad you said why, John Phillips, because in all the years I was prosecuting felonies, largely homicides, I would sit over and look at the defendant on the other side of the room and think, why? Why would you leave such a wake of pain behind you? After about 7 years, I finally quit hitting my head up against a cement wall and went, why ask why? It doesn't matter why they did it. Plus, I'll never know why they did it. And here, take a look at this. These jailhouse confrontations usually don't work out the way you plan. Chilling video inside Castro prison. Natalie's mother sneaks in behind prison walls to confront Jorn Vandersloot for the murder of her girl, Natalie, and it's all caught on secret tape tonight. Yeah, that got nowhere. So, Ben Ferguson, you're saying that it doesn't make sense to you for him to confront Michael Dunn behind bars, because to me, it makes all the sense in the world.
It doesn't, because you're not going to get what you want out of it. And the other thing is, you have a chance to confront. Well, being realistic, do you honestly believe
have you
that
ever
Dunn
lost
is going to have
son
some sort of
to
epiphany?
violence?
Again, I'm talking about Dunn here.
No.
Do you really think that he's going to say anything that's going to be anything meaningful in this situation? Of course
Do I?
not.
No,
He's not going
but
to
that
have an
is his
epiphany and
decision
change
to
his
make,
mind.
not yours or anybody else's. Just because you don't think it's a good idea, you're not in his shoes.
Let me say this. That is exactly why we have, in a court case setting, the ability for those that have been wrong to approach and say what this person has done to their lives.
That didn't work.
And what
They didn't come back with a verdict on Jordan's count.
Well, do you think he's going to sit there and say, Ferguson, did you murder my son?
Just hold on, Ferguson. I'm going to go back to John Phillips, Mo Ivory, Eleanor, and Peter. John Phillips, it's not for any of us to say what's right or wrong. And I guarantee you, this is what I think, when he tries to go talk to Dunn, Dunn doesn't even have the backbone to talk to a man, a full-grown man. Remember, he was picking on a pack of kids.
Correct.
Remember?
Dunn was too much of a coward to call 911. He's not going to accept Ron Davis's call, that's for sure. So, it is a hopeless cause, but until you walk 454 days in Ron Davis's shoes, it's hard to see what he really wanted to achieve with that comment.
And another thing, Mo Ivory, all the naysayers like Ben Ferguson, who's trying to tell Jordan Davis's father what he should do or shouldn't do, what do they know?
No, you're absolutely right, Nancy. And I think that whatever this grieving parent needs to do to begin to move forward, to find some comfort anywhere, and if talking to Michael Dunn will bring him a sense of, maybe for himself, he's a Christian man, he wants to forgive this man, he could be going in that spirit. He could be wanting to say something to him that will be helpful to the stages of grief. If that is the case, then I think that he deserves to do whatever he wants.
Love your heart, naturally.
this hour, the teen boy shot dead, Jordan Davis, father, to confront his killer behind bars, Michael Dunn. Well, so far, if you don't know a horse, look at his track record. Let's take a listen to what jailhouse phone records show Dunn has already said. Here he compares himself to a rape victim.
I was the one that was being preyed upon, and I fought back.
Right.
And then, you know, it's not quite the same, but it made me think of, like, the old TV shows and movies where, like, how the police used to think when a chick got raped, they're like, oh, it's her fault because the way she was dressed.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, so it's my fault because I asked them to interrogate you.
Right.
It's like I got attacked, and I fought back because I didn't want to be a victim, and now I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
It's like I refuse to be a victim, and now I'm incarcerated.
I've never heard such a crock in my life. Ben Ferguson, he is comparing himself to a rape victim. How's that? I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, all the more reason why this whole meeting behind bars should never happen.
Just answer the question, Ferguson.
You've got a guy that's
he's
deflect.
Crazy.
It's
You're
obvious.
not going to redirect me. He's comparing
crazy.
himself to a rape victim.
Yeah. I'm saying I think he's crazy to compare himself to that. I think anyone watching this guy and listening to that knows he's obviously not all there mentally. He's a little bit of a nut job.
Yeah,
it's
well,
stupid.
You know what?
That's
he held
why you don't have this meeting.
A very responsible job and had a life. He is not insane if that's where you're heading. Peter Odom, he's comparing himself to a rape victim. I've got a problem with that.
I have a problem with it too, Nancy, but here's the thing. Ben Ferguson has it right, and here's how I'd put it.
Oh,
unless
Lord.
Dunn is in a place where he's going to say, I'm guilty, I did it, or unless Ron Davis is in a place where he's going to forgive, there's no reason to have this meeting. Now, maybe in 10 years there will be, but right now, there's no reason for it. It's stupid, and it's a security
Eleanor
risk.
Odom, let me ask you this, Eleanor. How many times have you and I been at the jail, been at the prison to talk to people behind bars who have heard people just like Michael Dunn yakking away behind bars? Remember, he's looking at a retrial on Murder One for the shooting death of an unarmed youth, Jordan Davis. So I hope he does talk.
Well, I hope he does, Nancy. But remember, you've got something real important here, and John mentioned this earlier, the Victim's Bill of Rights. So even if Dunn says, no, I don't want this guy visiting me in jail, the father can still come to court and confront him in courtroom and say exactly how this awful crime has affected his life.
I agree, Eleanor, but John Phillips, everybody, John Phillips is the lawyer representing Jordan Davis's family. John, it's not the same in court because you can't have a face-to-face conversation. That's not going to happen. You know, it's not going to happen. Do you think there's any way he can get answers out of Dunn? I don't. I think Dunn will lie to him just like he lied up on the stand.
I don't, but you got to look at the context of that quote was right after Lucy, Jordan's mother, said that she had forgiven him and she praised for Michael Dunn. And Ron was like, I haven't. I won't. But, you know, I really do want to hear right out of the horse's mouth what in the world he was thinking and tell him about my son. And he will get a chance to tell Michael Dunn about his son in the victim impact statement.